I feel like we've done about 50 of these this year. It's only been like 5 in reality, but still, we got another Where Do I Stand. This one on Joey Logano and Kyle Busch, what happened last night. We're going to talk about it, show a replay, all that fun stuff, talk about what happened during this race, why Kyle Busch is mad at Joey Logano, and all that stuff. So first of all, we're going to look at it. As you can see, Joey Logano's just holding the top. Kyle Busch is up there with him, and then Kyle Busch was running the top that whole time, then Harvick the bottom. They were both struggling to get around him, Harvick and Kyle Busch, so I guess you could say Harvick did better in traffic because he was able to get by him better. Kyle was leading when they caught up to Logano, and Harvick just did better in traffic, I guess you could say. Obviously, it's frustrating for Kyle Busch. He hasn't won this year. He's still looking for that first win. This was his best opportunity, probably his fastest car that he's had this year, and he got stuck behind Joey Logano. Now, I got multiple opinions on this, on like the incident and what happened. Obviously, no wreck, no contact, anything like that, but you've seen Joey Logano do this before. When he did it at Homestead, Miami to Chase Elliott, that was kind of revenge for Bristol. That was kind of like, I'm going to hold him up and, allow second place to come up and win. And that was reasonable because, there was history there. Something had happened recently. Elliott and Logano had a little issue earlier at Bristol. Elliott had wrecked Logano. So Logano was getting his revenge in the cleanest way possible, and it worked. It cost Elliott a win. Whereas this was, Logano wasn't on the lead lap. He was already a lap down, going 2 down. He had no issues with Kyle Busch recently that I know of, and he just held him up. You saw Denny Hamlin, a teammate of Kyle Busch. If anything, I would expect him to get involved and hold up Kevin Harvick to try to get his teammate the win. But Denny Hamlin, very classy move, gets out of the way, lets the leaders go by and battle it out. And then they get to Joey Logano. Joey Logano, already a lap down, just decides to mess with the leaders. If he was still fighting for the lead lap, I think that'd be fair, just because, you don't know when a caution's going to come out. You don't know if you're going to get the free pass or not. If they get by you, they're going to lap more cars eventually, especially at Bristol. But Logano's already a lap down, and he's going to go 2 down. I don't know why he fought so hard. He's 2 laps down with about 20 to go with the leaders right there at Bristol. You got to let him go. In my opinion, you got to let him go. You cannot hold up the leaders. I don't care if it's Kyle Busch on the outside. I don't care if it's Kevin Harvick on the outside. You let him go. Quit messing around. Quit trying to stay 1 lap down. That's just stupid in my opinion. If there was history there, yeah, I'd say, okay, it's fine. But we've seen Logano have issues like this before. I guess you could reference the Homestead, but once again, I said that's because there was a pass there between Elliott and Logano, so I think it was justified there. But you look at last year at Dover in the playoff race, Logano was 20-plus laps down, and he raced guys in the top 5. Like, he was racing for position. He held up Denny Hamlin, some other guys, and it cost some of those guys stage points. So, dude, you got to chill. Like, when you're more than 1 lap down, when you're already a lap down, let the leaders by. I mean, maybe if it's earlier in the race and you have a chance to get your laps back, yeah, sure, maybe race them a little bit. But once they get by, you don't try to go in there and move them or something. But this, 20 laps to go in the race, the leaders are right there trying to go for a win. You got to let them go. You got to let them go, in my opinion. You can't race them that hard like you're racing for the win. It's just a little ridiculous, in my opinion. It's why people don't like Logano. I mean, if we're being straight up, that's why people don't like Logano. Because he does stuff like this. Don't get me wrong. I love a hard-fought race. I love a guy who's a good driver, who's an aggressive driver. But there are times and places for being aggressive and fighting for position. This is not one of them. You got to let the leaders go, battle it out themselves, see who has the best car, see who's the best driver. We can't let that happen for Logano. Obviously, there was other lap traffic in the way. It was just a matter of who was better, Busch or Harvick, and Harvick eventually got the better of Busch. So I guess Harvick got through lap traffic better, but for Logano, dude, you just got to get out of the way, man. I know you're pinned up there. You're pinned on the top. You got Kyle Busch going to the inside eventually of you. You just got to let off and just let him go. Let him go. So, I mean, at least he held his line and wasn't like completely blocking Kyle Busch or anything, but he's got to let him go, in my opinion. As for the post-race comments, as funny as they were, it's a little much by Kyle Busch to say he's nobody's friend for a reason. That's it's kind of dark, or not dark, but it's kind of like, dang, it's kind of a cheap shot if you ask me. But Kyle Busch obviously frustrated. I don't blame him for being frustrated. Car is already a lap down, trying to hold you up or trying to keep his position. Yeah, I understand his frustration, and if it was the other way around and Kyle Busch had won and Kevin Harvick had been held up and finished second, I wouldn't blame Kevin Harvick for being mad either. So I don't blame him for being mad at all. I think Logano should have moved out of the way. Man, Joey, what are we going to do with him? But as I said, I think the post-race comments were a little much. He could say, yeah, what Joey did was really stupid, and he should not have done that. But to take a personal shot, that's kind of dark if you ask me. I keep on saying dark. I don't know why I keep saying dark. I keep on meaning to say deep. It's a little like I don't know how to describe it, but I think he could have said something else there. Kyle Busch could have handled himself better. As funny as it was, yikes. But other than that, once again, fans overreacting on social media. Kyle Busch and Joey Logano fans. Kyle Busch fans, oh my gosh. Dude, I understand you guys are having a frustrating year, but geez, stop screaming at Joey. You can say Joey Logano sucks or something, like he's a terrible driver, but oh my gosh. People telling him to die and stuff. Jeez. Calm down. Yeah, so you could say he's a bad driver. You say, hey, Joey Logano, you're dumb on the track. You're a terrible driver. Why are you so bad? But take personal shots at a guy. Whew. Man, some NASCAR fans get a little too passionate. I'm all for passionate fans, but sometimes you got to calm it down. But anyways, in conclusion, Joey Logano should have pulled over. What are you doing? But at the same time, I think Busch could have gotten through traffic better. And Logano, dude, I'm obviously Kyle Busch could have gotten through traffic better, but in my opinion, dude, Logano, you got to get out of the way. We saw Kyle Busch's teammate get out of the way, so Joey, you should have gotten out of the way. But other than that, nothing else today. Tomorrow we'll continue that F1 series, I guess. Any other news that breaks this week? I'm expecting something to break this week because they said Matt DiBenedetto's contract is up on the 30th, so I'm expecting them to make that decision this week. Hopefully he stays, but other than that, we'll figure something out. Have fun. Have a great day. Take care.